My name is Vicky. We are going to talk about our external expression, which the theme is escapism.
Yes, and we're going to talk about our collaboration, most importantly, and then maybe a little bit about the actual exhibition as well.
Yeah, and because this is kind of like private conversation, not in front of everybody's like vertical studio. So
it's basically
we're gonna reflective thinking about our work.
Yeah, but it's basically the conversations we've been having anyways over the past few weeks. Except we were recording it this time.
Yeah, and we were gonna summarize
our thoughts.
Yeah, and try our best to make most of it, like
remember everything we've learned and everything we've talked about, all the themes, and how much we enjoy the collaboration. Shall we start by explaining why we collaborated in the first instance?
Actually, it's a bit awkward. It's fine, we just talk. I think because we are face to face.
Yeah, and we both know anyways what happened.
Because maybe this time it's like we are face to face and really sitting down and talking to each other.
Yeah, it's not that casual. It's a bit more formal.
Yeah, and we know there's a machine there to recording ourselves, not just like when we walk to uni all the way to uni. Or we are start to talk about the poem. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit. We're very conscious about the phone.
It's fine. Maybe I'll hide it away like this. Okay.
So I started looking at The Wasteland, the poem by T.S. Eliot, over the Christmas period. Because as soon as we decided on the theme escapism before Christmas, I knew I wanted to do something with mythologies and culture and escaping from reality, and maybe criticizing that a little bit. And then when we came back for after Christmas in January, I started, because I wanted to write a general statement for the exhibition anyways, so I started asking people what they were going to do reacting to the theme of escapism. And when I asked...
Okay. You keep saying sorry.
I asked you, and you said you'd been looking at The Wasteland.
Yeah. When do you start to know Eliot?
I didn't know him. So for this exhibition, I first read a book by Karen Armstrong, I think was her name. I don't remember.
Okay.
Karen Armstrong. It's called Short History of Myth.
Okay.
Mythology. And that was a really, really interesting book. And in that book, she mentions T.S. Eliot.
Why would you think of myths? Because the escapism?
Yes, because people use myths. The idea we have nowadays of myths, or mythology in general, is as a sort of fairy tale to escape from reality. But actually, mythologies have always been about mirroring reality. They've never been about escape. They've been about understanding.
What? Mirroring.
Yeah.
Reality. Mirroring.
Yes, like a mirror.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They've never been about escaping and forgetting about reality, but about reflecting it and understanding it better. So they are very much part of reality. So I wanted to explore that a little bit more. And then in that book, she mentions T.S. Eliot's poem. And I was intrigued, so I looked that up. And then I liked it, and I decided to work with that poem and not with the book.
For me, I know T.S. Eliot because last year when I first come here, Emily thinks I belongs to level 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then level 4's summer project is do some editorial illustration to respond to T.S. Eliot, The Hollow Man. And at that time...
Did you all have to respond to the Hollow Man?
Yeah.
All like level 4 students?
For the... Yeah.
All of you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like... Imagine if you are a level 4 student and don't have any illustration background. I don't know about their A level. For me, I don't have any illustration background. So at that time, because in Chinese I don't think it has editorial illustration, or I don't know how to translate it. So I was very confused when she wrote me an email. I was like, what is editorial? I don't know editorial till I finish the TED Talk projects. After the TED Talk project, I start to understand what is editorial. But now when I see the
I think it was actually the same with me.
Yeah, since after I see the catalogs of the AOIs, I start to really understand. Yeah, okay, category. I start to really understand. Oh, editorial illustration means to respond the article, the news, the events, or things, including reportage, including document.
I think editorial is anything that accompanies a text. And is published but is not in a book. Oh wait, and I need to finish my story. And yes, so you looked at the Hollow Man as your summer project.
Yeah, and and at that time I use color pencil and watercolor.
Yeah, I remember your drawings.
Yeah, and I do, because they have the standard, like formats. Yeah, they have formats. They need not smaller than 20 times 20, or I don't know, I don't remember, and not smaller than that. And you need to do, I don't remember how many.
Yeah.
So I did 10.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
And
but you had the whole summer as well.
No, I did it for 3 days.
What?
Within 3 days.
You did 10 illustrations in 3 days?
Yeah, before I...
Why?
Before I leave. Because I don't know editorial illustration, so I'm procrastinating for the whole summer. And then I just like, oh my god, 3 days later, I'm going to take the plate and meet Emilia.
When you work well under pressure.
Yeah.
You always do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that time I start to encounter Elliot, and then, but it's just that time. And later, I think I've heard the wasteland, like in some Chinese conversation show, something like that. And when we mentioned escapism, I was like, oh, the whole vibes of Elliot's poem is escapism. It's like very lost, very negative. I don't know, just like negative, but with the, I don't know.
I feel like his poems, I understand what you mean when you say they are about escapism, but I think that it's not, he doesn't escape, he doesn't provide an escape through his poems. It's not, oh, I give you this perfect, wonderful world that you can go to and forget about reality for a second. It's not like a fairy tale or something like that.
I think it's, like you said, it's like a mirror of reality.
Exactly.
And because he used a lot of myths, he used a lot of historical events.
He's got loads of references.
Yeah, he used religion, like he used some king to rape any girls, to say some, because it's like in the further history, so
I think all
he just let people reflective thinking.
Yeah, all his poems have deep both social and historical references in them, and in that way he does take you somewhere else, but is always grounded in this real world. And he, as you said, it is quite a negative view on the world nowadays, especially the wasteland, because that's just a whole sad and fragmented, destroyed view of what the world has become. Yeah,
I found that I'm very, very sleepy, so I want to speed up our whole conversation and release the most a lot of important points. So one day
we collaborate.
One day, Maria, I'll start to collecting all the ideas because she's going to writing the statement for the whole exhibition.
And I was just interested in what you were going to do.
Yes, and you mentioned the wasteland, and I said, oh, I'm looking at that as well.
Yeah.
And then we start, and we have already had the sauce to do some collaboration work since we saw Stan and George do things together and very big scale.
We collaborated last year for Yvonne on the Talking Shop, and that went great. And since then, I think.
But at that time, we didn't realize that is a collaboration.
No, we didn't realize it, but we did it, and it worked well. And I think since September, when we saw George and Stan collaborate, we thought, oh, we can actually do it as part of a project.
Yeah, but we just
we wanted to work big as well.
Yeah, but we never think of any time because we always think that when we have time.
When we have time, but we never found the time.
Yeah, but now
we had to find the time.
Then is the opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I write the things that I've learned. The first thing is like time management. Because I said I do quite a lot of things for the past few weeks, which I never imagined that I can really do that much. Because like all the deadlines coming together, but actually I finish everything.
I'm very proud of us for having managed to fit in a whole exhibition. Within general just uni work and other things like the society and jobs and stuff like that. And actually working with somebody else
is
a challenge. It's faster, but it's also a challenge because then you have to make sure the other person has time as well. It's not just about you fitting your own time, but you have to manage your own projects alongside with the other person's projects as well.
I found that since Escapism, I found that I can break the time into different time periods. For example, in the morning I do this, I do for my project, and in the afternoon I do what, and in the evening what I need to do.
I realised that I am very creative in the late afternoon, evening. So I started doing emails and writing and things like that, more not boring, but I don't know how to say that. Not creative, less practical things in the morning, and then after lunch, that's when I work best for drawings and things like that. And then actually the way we worked was we did normal uni work and projects during the daytime, and then in the studio when people left in the evening, we stayed late, and that's when we collaborated on the escapism piece. And I think that worked best because then there were less people. We could concentrate better. We had our music on. And we were just full on working for full on 2 to 3 hours.
After George left, George.
Yeah, because he had always his music on.
And turn off his music.
When he turned off his music, we could turn up our music.
Yeah. I think my working time is more late afternoon.
You work later than I do. I get tired after 9, 10.
I get excited. I think like my time is more when people start to left. I start to be excited and then thinking about, oh, I own the whole studio. Like in the morning, I'll be very happy.
In the morning, when you go in at 9, it's really nice because it's still very quiet. You've got the whole day to work.
I found that this will be my... I only have few months left, maybe 1 or 2 months. But
don't say.
I just found that I found that my working way is it's more like I can do some writing or research when I just wake up, like 9, 10, and it's very quiet and nobody around. And then I can really concentrate. And then when 10, 11, 12, all the people's coming and start to move the tables and then keep talking through like whatever topics, but you just can't understand it. And then I start to become impatient and start to keep watching the time and waiting for lunchtime. I know I started impatient. And in the afternoon, I can start to do some work, but not very productive. And after all the people left, I start to concentrate. That's my time.
So we both learned about time management and how we best work and what our creative hours are in the day. Another thing, linked to time management is just project management, of course, and learning to divide projects. I learned how to delegate
What is delegate?
Divide different jobs to people, and say, right, how about I do this and then you do this and the other person does this.
Yeah.
And I think my problem often is that I try to do too much just because I get very, very excited and I want to do things. And then I don't realise that I might have too much on my plate. And up until now, I've always managed, but I have been very stressed. And I think this has showed me that I can trust other people and I can tell them what to do.
You can or you can't.
I can, yeah. I mean, it depends on the people, of course, but now I know which ones I can work with.
Yeah.
And for the degree show as well.
Yeah.
We know what the people that are really engaged and we work well with.
I'm going to follow my structure that I write. This is my first time work with someone. Is really the first time to try different working way. Get out of my comfort zone. For example, using different color. For example, I use purple.
Or using
yellow.
gold.
You using gold. And oh my god, this is purple. Yeah.
I don't understand your problem with purple.
I just can't imagine. I don't know. Imagine in my city of organ, it's purple.
Yeah, but that's your book. That's the color palette of your book. I wouldn't put purple in that. But in the new piece, I don't know.
But next time I think I will start to try color. Yeah.
I want to work more with ink. Because seeing your work and seeing what you do with ink has made me excited. I've always been excited about ink, but it's reminded me that I want to do more of ink.
About the teamwork.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very effective if it's done well.
I write 1 + 1 is bigger than 2.
Aww.
Because like
true.
when we work together, whenever we block, we just like, I don't know what to do, maybe you do it, and then when you do it, you give me some inspiration so I can keep doing it, or we can just improve it to better.
We kept building on each other's ideas. And there were phases where one of us was a bit blocked, as you say, but then the other person was not. So it was a very natural and flowing process. There was never some weird moments where we were both like, I don't know how to continue this.
Yeah. And we both
it was very inspiring.
Yeah, and we both think we work for each other, and we can't really tell which part belongs to who.
Yeah,
because we both did that.
Exactly, because I do something, then you work on it, and you elaborate on it, and then I add some more details into it, and then it just becomes a collaborative. It's a truly collaborative piece. Yeah. It's not I do something in my corner, you do something in your corner.
Yeah, because last year is like we just draw on the same paper, but it's called collaboration, I think, because we sign our name in the same
talking shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this time we just like.
But this time was much more intuitive. Because last year it was for Yvonne, so she knew what she wanted, so we had to do.
We
had to plan it.
Yeah, we need to Google what does the Queens look like.
Exactly, and the Palace and Westminster, because she wanted an illustration depicting the political system in the UK. True. But this time we talked about the themes of the poem. We talked about our own interpretations. We found out that we actually got the same out of the poem and had the same or similar ideas. And then we just took out some elements, reread each other our favourite lines, and then we just started drawing. Yeah.
And at first, this is just a sketch because we found that only one big piece of paper in the studio is the last final big piece.
Yeah, it was a big scroll, but it was a bit broken.
It's broken.
And we didn't mind because we thought it was just going to be a draft, just a quick sketch to see how we work together before
and
doing
we are
something bigger.
And we are really happy and really enjoy because we just think that is draft. We don't care.
And it turns out the the draft turned out really well.
Yeah, and it's like
So
all the
that became
coins,
the
the like
final
fragments, yeah.
Yes, and it works with the
everything.
poem because the poem is fragmented anyways. It's divided into 5 pieces, and they are very loose. And that broken page reflects the poem, we think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like a mind map because it is a literal mind map of
Yeah.
our reaction. Very.
And I think, as Laura said, it's truly like therapeutic us because we are escaped from our main project to the external exhibitions project, and we do have fun in there, and we do lost the pressure and all the stress from the main
It
project.
allowed us to have a break
Yeah.
from the uni project.
And when
For
when we just have fun, we didn't really think about what is the outcome.
No.
We don't have that
We
pressure
didn't stress.
because
no, that's true.
I think it's like different. We
I think knowing that I was working with you
it's my
helped me
confidence.
calm down because I was confident that whatever we made, because I was working with you and you're so good.
You copy my words because I say this before. Because I remember when we start to do that, and then just like you are calculating how many days we left.
Yeah,
and then
I wanted to.
You were
plan
very
it.
stressed, but I was like
stressed because of everything else
I was
we
like
had
very,
to do.
but I was like very relaxed.
And you told me, "Oh, it's fine because I'm working with Maria." Yeah. But I knew whatever we were gonna create, it was gonna be good because it was the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped me have confidence in the work.
Mm-hmm.
And so while we were doing it, we never questioned. We never stopped and thought, actually, Vicky, what are we doing? It wasn't like that. We just made. And then at one point we thought, I think it's finished. And then we added some more details and we said, now it's finished.
We didn't really argue or something. I think maybe
No.
when we start,
Well,
I think like maybe at some point, maybe you're just like you're not satisfied with me. I'm not really like my golden points.
I think the
something
golden
like
points, I was a bit skeptical about that when I saw you with the gold pen.
Skeptical, okay.
Because I don't think gold, I would never have put gold into that poem. But it works.
When you start to paint a lot of purple there, I was like...
Yeah, you pulled a face.
Oh my gosh.
And you told me, not purple, no. But I did what I wanted to do, and you did what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And in the end, you used some purple too, I think.
Yeah. And I think, and
I
then
used some gold.
later when we see nearly the final, or when we see the progress, we both accept it and really like it because it's really great.
And
actually,
it's weird. I think there's a beautiful confidence. We both trust the other person, but we're also very stubborn.
Stubborn, what does that mean? Stubborn.
You don't change your mind easily. If you want to do something, you do something.
Oh.
You're gonna Google it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that is that the words I keep trying to say you. Stubborn.
Strong-headed.
Stubborn.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the word. I keep saying. Did you remember that I keep saying that there's a Chinese word to describe you, but I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, on the street last. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were
because you're always like very.
I am stubborn. I know.
Okay, in Chinese
yes.
it's 倔 or 犟.
Jiang.
You're just like very. Just don't ever change your mind.
Well, I do change my mind, but I find it hard to change my mind.
I know. You just need someone to convince you, to show the proof why you want to. You need to persuade me. You need to convince me. You need to have very strong argument to change my mind. Yeah.
I know I am very stubborn, or I can be incredibly stubborn.
You are.
But I think you can be very stubborn too, Vicky.
Yeah.
You can be like a little child, like, no, I want to use gold, let me use gold. And you don't explain why, you just do it.
You don't explain why to people.
Well, I know. But as I was saying, we're both stubborn. But we both also trust each other. So we're like, all right, you do whatever you want. I'm sure we'll be fine because it's you.
Then after I don't know how long, we start to argue about purple and gold.
But it doesn't matter anyways, because we didn't even argue about that. It was just a couple of seconds where I thought, gold, are you sure? And you said yes, and I was like, okay, and that was it.
Yeah.
But anyways, the collaboration was great.
Yeah, and we have our future plan.
Exactly, we want to do more collaborations.
Yeah,
and we want to do
each year,
once
a year.
Exactly.
Wherever we are, whoever we will be.
Meet up.
Yeah, we need to meet together. We need to meet together.
Because we explore not the same themes, but similar themes.
Yeah.
You're very interested in humanity and morality, and I'm very interested in documentation of reality and truth
because
and lying. Why would you lie? Why would you tell the truth? What is the truth? Like big themes, both of us, very, very big themes, and I think they interlink for sure.
And then after the graduation, we will have like very different experience. I will stay in uni for 1 more year at least, and you will start to work. You will start to get into the real society and
the real society.
Yeah.
I'm planning to get an internship and then hopefully do a master's in journalism.
You know what? Because you are very stubborn.
Stubborn.
I'm using the words I just learned.
Stubborn.
You are very stubborn.
Stubborn.
And you are chasing the truth, something like that. So
yeah, chasing truth.
I think it will make you struggle a lot, actually. Because,
you think so?
Yeah, because now you are still in a university. Yeah, it's in a safe and everybody's friendly, is nice to you.
Yes.
And yeah. And the society is very dark. Not all the people will like stubborn people, and not all the people like the people who chasing the truth. But I don't know, because some people will change when they leave the uni. But that's
I mean, I think there's core values that don't change.
But anyway, wherever we go, don't forget.
Yeah, anyway, what we wanted to say was that we both have different... we both anyways have different backgrounds. But going into different areas of studies, you want to go ideally into psychology as well, you said. And maybe art therapy or something like that. And I wanted to go into journalism and maybe humanitarian action. The things we'll learn along the way when we come back and meet once a year to collaborate, we'll have that extra knowledge to give each other and learn from each other. So it will be a very, very nice experience to see how you've changed. Not just in terms of practice, but just life in general. Yeah.
Back to teamwork.
What did you write?
Just bullet point. It just is not complete. Oh no, I learned another word today. Is integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah, it's not integrative paragraph or full long sentence.
Integral.
Like
paragraph.
Yeah, like integral. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Integrity, I think, is when you.
Is a noun.
When you're true to yourself, you have integrity. You stay true to your values.
Like the complete
Yes, I suppose in a way. You're complete as a whole being.
Okay. We have a vertical studio.
Yeah, we did a vertical studio last Wednesday before the opening, inviting everybody to join.
Vertical studio is a kind of lecture stuff for specific our illustration course for all the people in this
every Wednesday course, 1 hour at lunchtime, and it's for everybody.
I think
from level 4 to level 7, first years to masters, everybody's invited. It's a way. It's called vertical studio because it's supposed to go vertically through the years, and it's a chance for first years to mix with third years and for everybody to meet outside their year group. But unfortunately, our vertical studio wasn't very well attended. There weren't many people there. Yeah, it's a shame. It's their shame. It's not our shame because. Well, it is a shame for us as well because we could have had.
Oh yeah, more response, more feedback,
more conversations as well.
Maybe more exposure. I don't know. But it's still a good opportunity for us to improve our speaking skills. Like how to do a better presentation in front of people.
Yeah.
Like in front of people.
Yeah. Talking in public. It was a good exercise to talk in public. And also to talk about the exhibition with other people, because it wasn't just you and me doing the vertical studio, there were other people.
Yeah, and actually
too.
that is the real first time that everybody's sitting together. Not everybody, just like few of us sitting together to talk about our work, our exhibition. Like I say, we didn't really communicate very well.
No, I think that's something we definitely need to improve on, especially for the degree show. Communication.
Yeah.
And not just on the group chat, but real communication with people.
Actually,
I think
the group chat, even though Josh send all the notification, seldom have people respond.
Yeah.
They may read, but they don't really care. And I think this
yeah, that's
time...
what I mean, communication face to face.
Yeah.
And
yeah, as you say, we tied up the friendship with peers, know more about each other, know more about ourselves. We can be more clear.
We became closer as a year group, I think.
Yeah. And we become more clear. We become more clear about the role stuff. Like, even though we didn't say anything about leader or who will take charge of everything, but you can see who engage more, who want to, I don't know,
who's ready to take on extra workload, and who's willing to put on those extra hours to make it worth it. We know now who we can work with. We know who will be there for the degree show working
and who is working for what. Like, we have already have the different role to do different stuff.
Exactly, like Lou was very good at writing writing in general, so I wrote a statement with her, and she already told me for the degree show publication we can do that again together. So that's another thing that I wouldn't have known without the public. You're very good at curating, and I think that's something we have to improve on. So it was the communication which lacked. And for this exhibition, the curational role, I think we could have done so much more with, not so much more, we could have done more with the space, especially in line with the theme escapism. Remember Chris asking the vertical studio, you're taking us to a gallery, and the theme is escapism. Where are we escaping to? Where are you taking us? And that's a question that the space didn't answer. It was called escapism because that's how that fitted everybody's ideas and themes and interests.
But I still like this time, even though we didn't do anything, but because our work is right in the middle and in the bottom, so it makes different level of all the works displays. Do you know what I mean? Like, first on the floor, and then a table, and then some things like very vertical.
And I think it worked very, very well in the space, because since it's just a big box,
it's like from a bigger, wider place to a narrow place.
Exactly, but it made people stop. Otherwise, they would have just walked into the space, walked along the walls and come out. But that meant people had to go around it, and it was more interactive, especially also with Meg's table as well. People could walk around it, and that made we
accidentally make a line for the audience,
a pathway to follow. Yes,
that's cool.
But we could have done more with it. We could have done more with the, I don't know, integrate the theme more within the space and play more with the layout of the works hanging on the wall. How do they speak to each other? Just curate it a bit more, and I think you are very good at that in general, at compositions and laying things out on the page in general.
And I really like
but in the space, you're really good at, and you like doing it, and you like telling people, no, you do that, you put that there.
But I don't think everybody will listen to you, especially like,
I think they would have,
if like more and more people there.
It's true that the more people there are, the more difficult it
I
is
can
to
convince them,
group them and say, actually, you listen to me. I think it was just generally hard because there wasn't one time when we all came together. People some people brought in their work on Saturday, others on Sunday, others on Monday.
I think the problem is if we have more time, we should have one more meeting. Everybody's sitting in the
We did have that
place.
meeting, but people didn't come.
I mean, sitting in the exhibition place and really talking about how can we
Yeah, but we said we were gonna meet.
Yeah.
But that comes down to communication.
Mm.
Just making sure everybody understands why it is crucial to be there.
And also like printing the statement, the fonts of everything.
Yes, that was a bit last minute as well.
Yeah, and I mean, in this point, like time management, we need to leave more time for ourselves, and we need to improve our exhibition skills, like curating knowledge and also like graphic design skills.
But it's good that we've done this now, so that for the degree show we know what mistakes to avoid.
Yeah. And also like how to print. We need to make sure everything's fine. We need to at least
for the exhibition we're gonna print on the risograph anyways.
Oh yeah.
Not on the uni printer.
But if we because that's a very big scale. Imagine if we do another smaller exhibition that everything we will print by ourselves. We need to or later in any projects we did for ourselves. I think the first important thing is to make a whole things and set it up and to make sure the first sample is really works and is really well, and then keep doing this rest stuff.
Yeah, that was my mistake, printing them all out and then trying whether it actually works.
And when I want to say something is too late and is useless, it's just...
Yeah, because I had already printed them.
Yeah,
Yeah, so for the degree show, try the first one.
Mm.
Make a mock-up, basically.
Even though, you are right. So, and we are asking the print studio, whatever print studio do it, but we need to make sure, like, don't do it first. Can you make sample to me?
Mm.
And when we see the sample, we know which place to check, which place we need to change, and then, okay, so if you change that, we print the rest of the hundreds of pieces.
Yeah, well, for the publication for the degree show, because we'll do that for sure, because we have to print. Mm-hmm. We want to print at least 200 copies. Mm. And imagine printing 200 copies and then seeing, the title is a bit too big.
Yeah.
Or some other stupid mistake. Yeah, so we learned a lot about what to do.
Actually, not much left because we are very messy. We don't have any structure. We just think about teamwork and then after some story and then we go back to teamwork. I mean, our conversation.
Well, it does have a structure. It's teamwork, it's time management, it's project management, it's communication. Mm-hmm. It's saying what we learned.
Mm. Yeah. What else do you want to mention?
Do you want to talk a bit about the opening night? Because I was very pleased by it. I thought there was a very interesting people coming in. I was very happy. And the general energy and atmosphere of people coming in was very, very exciting and positive. And we got some really good feedback of our work.
Okay, what feedback?
Well, Yvonne, for example, she came in.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that.
What?
Like all the feedback from different people you get.
Well, I got the same one as you because you were there with me talking to them.
Okay.
With Yvonne, you were there.
What did Yvonne say?
I don't remember exactly, Vicky. She was saying that it's very interesting work. Mm-hmm. And we told her that our first collaboration was actually with her.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember. But I think the general feedback or the general idea I got from people reacting to our work was positive.
Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of people walked into the space and not the first thing they did, but they came in expecting to be able to just walk through.
They will pause.
And then they had to pause. Our work made them stop physically. So that was the first successful thing. They made them stop and take a look and take time, not just walk in, walk out. And then they have to change
different direction.
Yeah, they have to choose go left or go right.
Yeah.
And then they have to interact with the work. And we wrote, so we have the big piece of paper on the ground, on the floor, and then we were able to paint the poem around it. We
ended as the final part.
Our final words
is like nearly my best sentence. Oh, do you want to read some part
of the poem?
Yeah, read the
we wrote
maybe. But I want
couple of lines, the first lines of the poem around.
Yeah. And we ended up as I see crowds of people walking around in the rain.
In a ring, yes.
I see crowds of people.
And that was a coincidence again, but it's such a good ending because it reflected again people physically having to walk around our work. It's just a beautiful full
But actually
circle.
not that much people know that. Only when I keep telling.
Yeah, you had to point them out.
Yeah.
I think that's just because the space was so busy.
Yeah, I think the opening
took the time to walk around.
Yeah.
Fully walk around.
It's true.
But I think even though people didn't fully walk around, they still stopped and read a couple of words and they got a general idea of the poem. Ebba was saying that she picked up on some words like red and shadow and death and sea and burial, and that was enough for her to understand the image.
Do you want to read the fourth part, like your favorite part? And
my favorite part.
It's my favorite part as well.
Yes.
So you can read the English one.
I don't know how you pronounce. You want to read the Chinese one in Chinese?
Yeah.
So the fourth part is called Death by Water.
Because there's some, I don't know how, there's too many words I don't know how to read.
I'm not sure how to pronounce them either, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, okay.
Phlebas the Phoenician, a fortnight dead, forgot the cry of gods and the deep sea swell and the profit and loss. A current in the sea picked his bones in whispers. As he rose and fell, he passed the stages of his age and youth, entering the whirlpool. Gentle or Jew, or you who turn the wheel and look to windward, consider Phlebas, who was once handsome and tall as you.
Do you want to listen the Chinese version?
Yes.
I never read any Chinese to you.
Because you read the poem in Chinese first.
Yeah.
To understand it.
Yeah, because I can't really understand it in English. There's too many stuff. I can't understand.
And he's actually got some German words and lines as well.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah, but I can have images and much more faster inspiration from.
Yes, of course.
Chinese. I'll read the Chinese part
read
to
the
you.
Chinese part.
It's called 水里的死亡。腓尼基人弗拉 Sorry again. Because it's translated directly from the name.
Yes.
水里的死亡。腓尼基人弗拉巴斯死了已2个星期，忘记了水鸥的鸣叫，深海的浪涛，利润与亏损。海下一潮流在悄声踢进他的骨，在他浮上又沉下时，他经历了他老年和青年的阶段，进入漩涡。外邦人还是犹太人啊，你转着舵，朝着风的方向看的。回顾一下弗莱巴斯，他曾经是和你一样漂亮高大的。Finish. It's really hard, actually.
Does it rhyme in Chinese?
What?
Does it rhyme?
No.
No,
because it's kind of modern art and it's translated in English, so I don't think it is.
Because even I think the poem is very, very, not very, but it's not. It doesn't rhyme as such. It follows a structure, but then every chapter has its own structure in between and it's quite fragmented, as we said before. But some lines do rhyme. I think they have a
yes,
they have a melody. As
I remember, because when I copy the English word, it is.
Yeah, like even gentle or Jew and
like
then
April
and
is
the cruelest month.
Breeding and then fleeting. Blah, blah, blah.
Breeding. Yeah, simple words.
Yes.
Repeating.
Yeah.
It's got a beautiful melody, even though it's fragmented and very loose.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's actually nice to maybe end this conversation saying that we've gone full circle. I feel like we've gone full circle with the work. The only thing I want to say maybe is the fact that it was all very much an accident or a coincidence. But it felt right.
Yeah, 缘分.
It felt not like destiny, because that's a very big word.
Yeah.
But it just fitted really, really well. From the first conversation we had talking about the poem, and then it was just a natural decision to collaborate, to then collaborate without planning and accidents happening on the big scroll of paper, and then deciding that to be the final piece, to then having it in the space, to then having the words, and actually the words by coincidence, again by chance, finishing with
ended up as the rain.
Exactly. Walking around in a ring. That just made it, I feel like that completed the whole collaboration in a very beautiful circle and ending.
Yeah.
And it just shows the power and the importance of accidents, and to be open to chance and to work with it. And yeah.
Do you want to add your future plan?
Well, we already talked a bit about that.
Okay.
Saying how...
Because that's really cool. Can you repeat it again? I want to listen again.
My future plan, do you want to have the whole structured plan? Or
no, just simplify, thank you.
Simplify. Simplified is finding next year, going back home, either Luxembourg or Spain. Hopefully finding an internship at a couple of local newspapers, getting some experience in journalism in general, and then applying for an internship at the Deutsche Welle, which would be 18 months.
Okay.
Or getting a master's in international journalism and doing more research in that area. I'm very excited about journalism in general. And finding work as a freelance journalist / illustrator / just visual journalist in general, reportage illustrator in that area, and then hopefully continuing my illustration practice, my research based illustration practice on the side, and then in a couple of years' time maybe doing the masters in Falmouth or through illustration, because when we went to Falmouth
I really like that city.
I really like the city. I really like the course. I really like talking to Steve, and the general energy in the forum was really, really exciting.
I think
and very welcoming.
Really a strong and very well connected place, because imagine that's a very small city.
Exactly, and even though it's south of England, it's quite hard to get there. It was the forum was very well attended.
Yeah. And they even have the Skyping.
Yeah, with people from
lecturer.
India, from New York.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I never attend a forum. It's like Skyping.
I feel like that university, you know how universities are supposed to push practices and to be out in the world, not just teach the course and that's it, but publish things and be at the core of society, of changing society. I feel like the university in Falmouth in terms of illustration and illustration practice does that very, very well.
Yeah.
With the yearly forum. So I want to do that. And I'd like to do a PhD someday in the future too, and maybe attend conferences and give talks. And travel around the world and work with charities.
Work with maybe Chinese agency like me.
Yeah, or just news organisations and charities all around the world and document reality and report on problems and keep finding truths in plural. What about you, Vicky?
I will support you whatever.
Oh, thank you.
My short-term plan, of course, is like apply MA.
Yes, which you have because you've got an interview.
Yeah, I'm going to interview for Cambridge. I
really
hope I can get there because that is my number one uni. So that's the reason why
and it's very exciting.
So stressed. That's the reason why I'm so nervous. I was nervous for like 3 days, right?
I think you can do it. You've got strong work. You've got strong portfolio.
Yeah, I hope so.
You just need to prepare your interview questions.
You need to help me with that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Sure.
And my plan is, in this year, I want to start to do something about editorial illustration or do some commission during the time when I'm still in uni.
Okay.
Because I think I can work well if I have so many things to do. Because like now I improve my skills to balance all my time, to balance the work. And I think with more pressure I can do more works, and I think I'm good at it, because if there's only one thing, for example like my storybooks, I spend so much time and still didn't do anything, so I start to stress and don't really like it, and I feel really shit and I lost all my confidence and everything. But if I have a lot of things to do, make myself busy, I think I can even be more productive.
I agree with that, because if you have a lot of little side projects, they feed into the big project
and
as
then
well.
they can connect it together actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that is like, I'm not doing full-time work, so I would choose like properly. Maybe I'll ask any advice from my tutor to select different jobs. I mean the commission work, something like that. So it will not influence my studying, but also I can get some working experience. Then after I graduate from my MA, because I didn't make my mind to go back to China or stay in UK, because my mind is want to stay in UK to work for few.
Yeah, you told me you wanted to stay a couple of years in London, establish yourself as a freelance illustrator, and then go back to China where you can still work.
Yeah, but I will still look back in Chinese market to see what things they're doing right now. Yeah, and I want to do more competition as well. I wish I can get some award and I can expose myself.
Yes.
Can get more, and I think the strongest point is like I can, whatever I get the award or anything, I just have a lot of work. If I have more and more works, I will have more chance, and
I think
I can improve myself.
Yes, the important bit is to, even after uni, to just carry on with work as much as you can.
Yeah.
And to never give up. Sounds very, I don't know, but to carry on and to be resilient.
What is resilience?
If something doesn't go as planned or something bad happens to you, to have the strength to fight back or improve yourself or stand up again and keep trying.